And guys, welcome to Wasabi Wednesday. This is our show on dating, love, relationships, human connection, all the things that make life worth living. So come, bring your questions, bring your comments, guys. This is a conversation, and we love to really explore these topics with you on dating and love and relationships. Rebecca, why don't you introduce yourself to our lovely audience?
All right. Hi, Laurel, Genevieve, Gretchen, Tanya. Hey, girl. Chuck. I just love seeing all these names. Keith, how y'all doing? Make sure you click share on our video. I should probably do that too. Yes, I'm a love coach, y'all. Just so professional. I love that title. So I help women basically have an amazing relationship with an amazing man. So if you desire to be in a mature, respectful, fun, loving relationship, then I'm your girl. And she likes your pocket. I made this little PDF because there's these mistakes that I've made when dating, and then I've seen a lot of amazing, good-hearted women make. So it's called What Keeps You Single, and you just go to whatkeepsyousingle.com, and you can get those 3 mistakes, and you stop doing those, and it's crazy. Open up for you. Plug for y'all.
Awesome. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate it. And y'all, my name is Matt
I felt like
Schaefer.
you were a puppet in the background.
Oh yeah, my tree of life, always a nice thing. I love this thing. Got to stay grounded, and you got to stay elevated at the same time. So yeah, Heidi says it's so is it inappropriate for us to tag our significant others? Absolutely not, guys. Tag your boo, tag your bae.
Yeah, or your ex. Tag them now.
Tag your ex who is always in a crappy mood. We should do that and
tag your ex live.
Yeah, we tag everybody. Let's get it out there, guys. And my name is Matt Schaefer. I'm a transformational speaker and coach. I am obsessed with helping people make shift happen in their lives and get from where they are to where they want to be. So whether you're trying to make a change professionally, personally, spiritually, I am here to support you. I work with men and women. I work with people whose lives are already working in some areas who are looking to elevate in others. That is what I'm all about. So if you're looking to make change happen in 2019, hit me up. I'd love to support you. I only work with like 5 people at a time, so I only have a couple spots left for next year. So guys, holler at me and holler at Rebecca. We love you, but we're happy to have you here on Wasabi Wednesday. And because this week we're talking about a subject that I know everybody can relate to: what to do when your partner ain't feeling so hot. Maybe they're in a crappy mood. Maybe
it's that time of the month.
Maybe it's that time of the month, right? Maybe they woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Maybe they're sick, or maybe you're sick, right? So we can talk about how to manage your partner in this situation. We can also talk about how to manage ourselves, right? But I think what's important. So guys, can anybody relate to that? Give us a 1 if you can relate to your partner just being a pain for whatever reason, like they're in a crappy mood, or they're taking it out on you, or maybe they're not taking it. Have you ever done that, Rebecca? You ever taken out your mood on your partner?
My mood is I'm leaving. I'm going home. That's like when I'm in a bad mood. I'm like, okay, bye. Like I'm out of here.
You're that one. You're the runner. So guys, what do your partners do when they're in a bad mood, and how do you respond to it, right?
Hi, Heidi. Hi, Sonny.
Hey.
That's such a good question. So yeah, and what is your cue? Like when you get pissy, are you a fighter? Are you a flighter? Or are you a freezer? Like, do you like start making passive aggressive remarks? Are you like throwing secret tantrums? Like what is your like bad mood go to? I think it's super important for us to know, like, okay, this is clearly I'm in a bad mood.
Mm-hmm. It's important to know what your default response is. And so Rebecca's is to be she's a fleer, right? She's like a fight or flight. Yeah. She runs, right? I tend to shut down. I'll get quiet. I'll have a hard time talking about it, because for me as a people pleaser, like I have a hard time talking about anything that I think is gonna, upset anybody else. So for me, I would probably just shut down and get quiet, withdraw a little bit. So similar to you, Rebecca, probably. And I mean, because I would never want to take it out on the other person, and I don't generally do that.
Yeah.
But I have,
which is good.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little better, probably a little less toxic. Heidi is a drama queen. Oh.
So what's your response, Heidi? What happens? What do you do when you're mad? Are you like vomit and your boyfriend grabs an umbrella and it's like, hey now.
Yeah.
Hey now. I think God, I always want to bring this back to like men and women, and how I also feel like one thing that it's just so women, you're gonna all want to tag your men in this. All your boyfriends, you're gonna want to tag this. And I would love your feedback on this, Matt. Is we just want to feel understood. So I know if I'm in a bad mood and I just need to my garbage, because they say Alison Armstrong says that women have garbage dumps, and sometimes we just get full and we need to just let it out so we can feel better. And if in that process, since men like to fix things, they'll come in and with solutions before we're even like done letting it out, and then all of a sudden it's like we feel more even shoved down, like the garbage is like, then we're like like we're choking, and we're like, then we go into shutdown, and we're like, well, you know what? Like, so it's so funny because as women and men, like we can be in bad moods because it's natural human thing, and we can actually learn how to support the other person in a way that actually works versus I think this is the way it works. And that's such an art, because especially for a man, it's like it's their go-to to want to fix it, right? But it's like sometimes women don't want to be fixed. They just want to they want to talk it out and let it go and be over it. And I would love, if you've ever experienced this, Matt, I would love your feedback, your insight.
And that's something that as a man, I mean, it's something you learn the hard way, because the autopilot response of men in these situations is always to be like, okay, well, what if you do this? And what if you do that? And what if I do this? Because like all our drive is like we said, we want to fix it. We want to make her feel better. We want to make her feel better. We want to do something, right? I think it's important to not assume, A, that she wants to be fixed, B, that you necessarily know what it is that's going to
work.
Yeah. Don't assume that A, she wants to be fixed, or B, that you know what it is that's going to fix her, and maybe get more clear on really asking her, how can I support you? And I think that works both ways. I think that works for men and for women. Whenever your partner's in a shit mood, the first thing you get to do after recognizing that your partner is not in a good space right now is being like, okay, I'm recognizing that maybe you're not feeling so great, and I would love to know, A, how are you feeling? And B, how can I support you? Straight up. So kind of open the line of communication and give them a chance to put words on how they're feeling, because that's the other thing that's important, right? Is you might think that they're feeling crappy for some reason, maybe something you did. Like, I know for me, if I see that my partner is in a bad mood, I initially think, oh my God, what did I do? Like, and that's like a conditioning, guys, that can you relate? Give me a one if you can relate to that. Everybody watching live, watching on the replay. Like, I know that I have a tendency, and that's from my mom back in the day, that if a woman in my life is in a shitty mood, I immediately put it on, oh my God, what did I do this time? It's got to be me,
So, I'm in trouble.
So I think the first step is to really get clarity on how they're feeling, and hold space for them, especially for a woman. Hold space for the woman to speak into why she's feeling the way she's feeling. And then after you listen and you hold space for her to express that, then all you got to do is ask her, how can I support you right now? Don't jump right into the fix or into coaching her, because you might end up pissing her off more, right? When you do that, it can make your woman crazy.
And even just, and I can tell all the men, I'll make your woman crazy, all out there if a woman's vomiting, or like stressed and overwhelmed when she needs to talk, like just saying like, and authentically, so you have to travel out of your head and into your heart in order to do this, men, is, man, like, God, I hear you, babe. Like, I so get it. Like, so get it. I hear you. But you have to be in your heart in order to do that, and for it to energetically be authentic. So I think that's literally, like, that's all we want to hear is, babe, I hear you. I get it. Like, like we just want to feel heard. Like, that is it. Like, then it's like, like I'm over it. Like, I feel better. Isn't that funny? Like, it's just those little tweaks and it's just saying, I hear you and I get it. Like, and as a reminder, it's like all humans really want is to feel heard and understood. Like that is like one of our biggest drivers. And so if we could just have those, remind ourselves to really put aside our own thoughts, our own roles, or or where we think people should be, and just be present and say, like, I get it. Like, it's literally the most powerful thing. Cory said it's so sexy when a man listens so intensely. It's so true.
I think she's talking about me right now.
So Matt's practicing on this live. He's like, oh, I get it.
I do, and I totally understand that, and I mean, I think for men it's so important to be in a proactive process of practicing empathy and practicing connection, because as men we have a tendency to be in do and be judging and fixing and always pushing, and really as men with our women we get to be very, very focused on listening and holding space and being a container for a woman to express what's in her heart, especially when she's not feeling well. You know, I mean, one of the most brave things you can do as a man is allow a woman to cry, and don't take it personally, and don't make it about you. Don't make it about you, truly. Like, I think that's one of the most important things on either side, right? For men or for women. However your partner is feeling, understand that it's there in their experience, and it's not about you, and it's not up for you to defend yourself or to go into like shutdown mode, because if you do that, you're not going to be able to show up powerfully for your partner. You're not going to be able to be the like whatever force they need in their lives if you're defensive about like, well, what did I do wrong? Then you're automatically cutting yourself off from really being able to help them, and you're gonna have a tendency to make them worse, right? To make the situation worse rather than better.
Totally. It's so true. Hi, Amber. Okay, now I would love to know, Matt, like your insight on what's the best thing to do when a man, like, I have a few things I've read and I've coached on when your man's in a bad mood, what to do, but I want to give it to you.
So, I mean, I think like we talked about already, like asking him, like really asking a man rather than assuming you know why, asking him, okay, so it seems as though, and don't do it from a place where he feels persecuted or whatever, but be like, okay, so it seems like something's going on with you right now. You know, do you want to talk? First off, you can ask, does he want to talk about it? Sometimes, especially with men, we don't like to talk about the way we're feeling a lot.
Kimberly says hide from him.
Yeah, hide from him. There you go. Oh, what's up, Kim? That's Kim Haymaker. That's my my partner in crime here at Habitude Warrior. She's a sweetheart.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
I like her already.
She hides from Chuck. She goes and hides behind a couch.
I hide under the bed right here.
Chuck is her husband. He's amazing. But yeah, like truly, the first step is, you know, do you want to talk about it with men? Because sometimes we don't want to talk about it. Sometimes we don't want to talk about it. And you know what? Make it okay for us not to talk about it, right? Because women always want to talk about it, generally speaking. But for men, sometimes we don't want to talk about it. But just because we don't want to talk about it doesn't mean that there isn't something that we need from you, right? So maybe we say we don't want to talk about it. Then you as a woman, your next step is, okay, well, how can I support you? What can I do to make you feel better? You know, what do you need right now? Because we as men, we have a hard time asking for support, right? We have a hard time asking for support. Like Cory says, be neutral, don't try to fix it. Yeah, let us tell you what we need. Maybe we just need you to pet our neck for 15 minutes, right? Maybe we just want to be touched, like in a comforting and nurturing way. Maybe it would be awesome if you like just made us a grilled cheese. Like maybe we just want to be comforted.
And a beer with some goldfish and tomato soup.
Yeah. I mean, truly, like, and give us a chance to express to you what we need, and give us an opportunity to reach out for support. If you open up that line of communication for us to ask for support in a way that we're comfortable with, it's going to do us a lot more good than you being like, why won't you tell me how you feel? Or like, well, you know, because then we start feeling persecuted, because maybe we don't know how we feel. Maybe we don't want to talk about why we're feeling how we feel. Maybe we just want you to just make us a fucking sandwich and cuddle with us on the couch for a while. Maybe that would be maybe that's all we need, right?
Well, and it's funny because if we're crying and saying, tell us, then it makes it that much more harder for you to come out and talk about it, because then you have to overcome your reluctance to being manipulated out of you. So I'm like, think it's so important for women to know that, you know, because then we have to overcome that. You have to overcome that reluctance to like, now I'm making it about me and I need you to, you know, it's like a demand, and it's that much more draining or uninspiring and less safe for you to actually come out and be like, yo, like, this is what's up.
Yeah. And secondarily on this is if a man does, when you ask him how he's feeling or whatever, or does he want to talk about how he's feeling, and he says yes, and he starts to talk about how he's feeling, no matter what he says, for the love of God, don't make him wrong. Don't be reactive to it. Don't meet his emotion or his share with a heightened emotion. Right? Because if you do that and you make him feel wrong, or you make him feel self-conscious about because if he's, a lot of times for men, it's a stretch for them to talk about their feelings, right? So they're already stretching and they're already a little scared to talk about their feelings to begin with. And then if you respond to whatever they share by being reactive or attacking them or being like, well, how did I do this? Like, because women have a tendency to, again, blame themselves. So if you kind of prosecute or persecute him for him sharing his feelings, that's going to make it.
You guys, can you tell Matt used to be an attorney?
Yeah. You can, right? He's gonna have a hard time ever talking to you about his feelings again. So you really want to create a safe space for a man to talk about his feelings.
Yeah. Amen. And vice versa, right? Vice versa. Just support each other. That helps too. I was gonna say, one thing, and I love that will support women when their men are in a funk, is if he's in a funk. So first of all, right now, you can actually do this right now. Make a list of 10 things that you love doing by yourself. So like for me, it's dancing, it's getting my nails done, it's going on walks, it's taking baths, it's going in the sauna. Like I have this whole list, and have it in your notes. Just open up your notes on your iPhone, like write 10 things out. And whenever he's in a funk, instead of going and automatically wanting to pry, you can say, like, I'll say to Drew, like, babe, is everything okay? You know, and if he wants to talk to me about it, he will. And if he doesn't, he won't. So if he doesn't, and instead of going into the mode of, and this is what Alison Armstrong teaches, I just love her, we get afraid if we feel like we're not pleasing him, like, oh, there's something wrong. Am I pleasing him? Am I not pleasing him? Am I pleasing him? And I'm not. If we go down that rabbit hole, we're feeling like threatened and afraid. So it's like interrupting that. I mean, like, okay, I'm fine. This has nothing to do with me. I'm just going to go do one of these items off this list of 10 and take care of myself and trust that if he wants to talk about it, he will. And if not, like, that's fine. So like, let men go in their caves. Like literally, it's like, it can get blown over that much quicker. And most likely he will end up being like, oh, since I'm not manipulated into talking about it, I actually want to talk about it. And then you create a whole new level of intimacy in your relationship.
Mm-hmm. And piggyback off of that, Rebecca, I agree with that. Sometimes all we need is space. Sometimes all we need is some time to process and digest, because we don't always process through expression the way that women do. Sometimes our greatest way of processing and integrating what we're feeling is to sit alone, or hell, maybe to watch some Sports Center, or to just hang out with our dogs, or to
eat your grilled cheese.
Eat the grilled cheese that you made for us so lovingly and supportively.
That sounds so good. All of a sudden,
I know. I want a grilled cheese tonight too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make one of those. I don't feel very good today, so I'm gonna make myself a grilled cheese.
You know, Daddy, I would make you a grilled cheese.
Oh, that's so sweet. I appreciate that.
You guys love Nat. Give us a 1 if you love Nat.
Give me a one if you love me. So
everyone better give a 1 or you're kicked off the show.
Yeah.
Hi, Jesus.
So and again, but Rebecca, to piggyback off of what you said, yes, give us space if that's what we want. But what you can do, because we might be self-conscious about asking for space, because again, we don't want to piss you off. Right? So what you might want to do is just be like, hey, so I mean, I was gonna go out and get my nails done. You know, is that cool? Is that okay? You know, I'm gonna leave for a little bit. Is that okay? Like, just sort of like say I'm gonna go do something. If you can feel like we may want some space, and then we'll probably say, yeah, that's fine, because now it's safe for us, right? To ask for the space. And then be like, but if you want to talk about it, just let me know how I can support you. Men just want to feel like you're available to them in the nature and the capacity that they want, because we have a really hard time asking for what we want in relationship. You know, we don't want to be a burden. We as the men feel like we have to be the strong ones, right? Like we're not allowed to ask for support. So just by making yourself available to ask for support, that it's okay for us to ask you for support, that means a lot for us. as men. Like Cory says, alone time is so healthy for a relationship, and that James loves to fish and she likes to take naps. That's
I love
adorable.
napping too. Actually, I haven't napped in so long. So we've been going to bed at 8 and getting up at 5. It's just ridiculous.
You're on the cannoli schedule now. I love it.
I know, I really am.
That's so funny. What's up, Hannah Haas? Good to see you, my dear. Good to see you. What do you do when your partner's in a bad mood, guys? Yeah. So Cory said,
let us know.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. What about when Drew's in a bad mood? I know Drew can be in bad moods. I've seen it a couple times.
He's actually really good about talking about it. I think that's something that's just over time has gotten increasingly better, and really, which I'm really thankful for, is communication, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I feel like every month our communication just gets better and better and better. So he talks about it. He's like, this is what's going on. And I'm not going to lie. There was actually a moment yesterday where I kind of took it personally, and I was like, I caught myself going to shut down, which when you were talking, Matt, when you were like, don't react or respond or take it personally. I'm like, well, shit, I fucked up yesterday. But I didn't say anything. I didn't talk to him about it until this morning, but we just have open communication about everything, which has been so nice. And there's probably times maybe when he's in a funk and I don't even know, and then it passes, which at least I know I do that. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And I think that's an important thing to recognize, guys, is that this does take time. A lot of times it'll take time to really figure out, because everybody's got patterns, right? On how they communicate, what sort of bad moods or funks they experience, how they deal with them, and what they're going to need from you. Generally, your partner is going to need like a similar thing for you on a regular basis, right? So it's really you taking the time to communicate vulnerably with your partner about what you need, what they need, and really getting to know them on that level. Like getting to know somebody when they're not at their best is one of the biggest ways to increase your intimacy with your partner. Like Audrey says that she's in a new relationship, she's so into the guy, and she knows that he's sensitive and has emotional trust issues from his past. So, Audrey, to speak into that, I would say that for you, as importantly or more importantly than even for normally women in relationship, like creating a safe space for him to talk about his feelings, but not like pressing him on it, because if you press a man on his feelings and he's got emotional trust issues, like he could get reactive and shut down completely. But letting him know that you're always available to talk about how he's feeling, right? Just like making it a super safe space, and just remind him that no matter what he has to say, no matter what he has to share, that you're willing to hear him out. Yeah. That's so important, because men are not used to that. We're used to, like, if we talk about how we feel, women are going to react, and then we're going to be in a fight. So we just don't do it. We just don't talk about our feelings. We just have been learning not to do that.
Oh my gosh, it's pouring out, Matt. Sorry, I'm like squirreling right now. We're in San Diego. And I think to piggyback on what you're saying and to agree with it is, women listening, the moment you want to react, ask yourself, is being right more important, or is intimacy more important to me? And the more we can be the space for someone to share everything, the more intimacy we create. So it's just ask yourself, like, you can react, girls, go ahead and react all you want. Like, you got to, but then ask yourself, like, is being right and reacting more important, or is intimacy with my man more important?
Yeah, is cultivating intimacy, and recognize that if you choose being right in the moment, you may, like, in that moment, that short-term validation of feeling right and being vindicated in the moment might cost you long-term intimacy with your partner, because literally one shitty experience, like one blow up, where can lead to a man creating a belief, okay, well, it's not safe for me to talk about these feelings with my spouse or with my partner, therefore I'm just never going to do it again. Like, we'll decide that in a moment. So
I think that goes both ways with men and women. And I think when that does happen, it's also our responsibility to say, it's also our responsibility to say, okay, like, this is what I created from that experience. So let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Because I can say, I don't think it's just a man to woman thing. I think it's both. And then we can, and so everyone listening, if you've experienced that, like, have that conversation of, I want, this is what I desire, this is what I want, and I want, are we on the same page? Like, what is that going to look like from the both of us,
Absolutely, yeah. And Cory agrees about the importance of time. That after a year and a half, it sometimes will take more than a half dozen times to talk through something. But once you invest that time and that energy, and you're both willing to be sort of uncomfortably vulnerable and exposed to each other, the result is deep understanding and compassion for each other. Which, I mean, really, like, that's way more important than being right, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
if you're really committed to the relationship, if building the relationship is a priority for you, then really you got to put, you know, the well-being of each other in that union above your like egoic need to be right in the moment. Truly. So
I love Cory and James are so cute. Cory, everyone go stalk Cory. She's like one of the most beautiful women ever, and I think that's so beautiful. They say too that I actually heard this. I'm in a book club. It's only 4 girls, and it's like it's the cutest thing ever. It's because we saw a movie book club. You guys got to see it if you haven't seen it. And they go, the girls were like, the first year of a relationship is always the hardest. Like, it's always the hardest because you're talking through things, you're figuring things out, like you're working the grooves. And I'm like, I didn't know that. And I'm even like, I'm like, I didn't know that. And that's so cool to hear. So I love that. It just kind of it goes with what Cory just shared.
100. Absolutely. 100%. And okay, so Audrey makes an interesting point here that she's a pusher, that she just wants to be there for him and wants him to know that no matter what it is, it's better for him to talk about it than to hold it in and make me wonder if I'm safe. So right there. But here's the thing. Yes, you always want to be available to talk about it, but you also have to understand men don't always want to talk about it, right? And it can't be on like, and this is what we talked about, not being reactive to the way that a man's feeling. When we see that our partner is in a bad mood and we automatically start, you know, making it about us, like, that isn't supporting them. That isn't supporting the situation, right? So I mean, like, just don't put that pressure on him that he needs to talk about it, especially while he's in the experience, because men aren't used to talking about their feelings the way that women are. We don't talk about how we're feeling with other men, generally speaking. So it's really important to be conscious and to understand what a man needs before you're like, let's talk about it, let's talk about it, let's talk about it. And a man's like, holy shit, I just want to watch SportsCenter for a couple hours and process this. I don't want to talk about it right now. And you pushing me on it is making me feel even less safe. And like, so you got to be careful about that.
One thing, and I so get it, Aubrey, like, and I think that's great advice, Matt. And I think what will really support you as well is getting clear on what conversation is causing you to need to talk about it. So I love how you said, and it makes me wonder, right? It's better for, you know, you feel like you want him to know that it's better for him to talk about it than to make you wonder. So if you're pushing and you're wanting him to talk, there's this need for certainty. So there's some sort of fear that's causing that conversation, that's running in the background, that's then creating this constant, the pushing mentality to then actually check in, to create the certainty, to feel safe, to feel okay. I don't know what that is, right? Because we're going through a live, but I think getting clear on what that is for you, Aubrey, will really support you in the next time that happens, and to being like, okay, like, I'm okay, I'm safe, like, everything's fine, he can do his thing, and then you're less apt to want to get him to talk.
Yeah, and again, just don't make it about you. Like, don't just autopilot, don't just default into being like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? How do I make this better? Like just really, like, I think to circle back, to wrap this up, because we've been about half an hour, but to really, like, the first thing is to get really clear on what it is that your partner needs. Like create space for them to talk about it, but don't force them to do it, right? And then get very clear on what do they need from you. Like, be a container for them, either your man or your woman, whichever it is. Be a container for them. Create a safe space for them to talk about whatever it is they want to talk about, whether they want to talk about their feelings, whether they want to just vent about what happened, or whether they want to talk about what they need. You get to hold space for all that. Or also, maybe they don't want to talk about anything. Maybe all they want you to do is just leave them alone. Then cool, leave them alone, but do it with love. Don't be defensive. Don't make them wrong for that. Because if you make them wrong for wanting to be alone, then again, you're exacerbating the situation, right? Not making it better.
Thank you, bud. All right. Well, we love you guys. We went over on our show today, but we're here every Wednesday at 12:30 to support you and just get into these topics, give you guys solutions, give you win-win so that you can have the relationships that you want. And no matter what, your partner's going to end up in a bad mood. You're going to end up in a bad mood. It's all a learning experience, and it's all an opportunity to really grow and just gamify the shit out of it, because that's what makes it fun, is gamifying everything.
Exactly. Awesome, guys. And guys, if this resonated with you, share this, put it out in the world, share with your people, tag your partner. Let's get this stuff out to as many humans as possible. And if you have any questions for me or for Rebecca, send us slide into our DMs, as they say on Instagram. Isn't that what they say on Instagram? But send us a message. We'd love to support you. Melissa, for sure, go back. Melissa's one of my clients. Melissa, for sure, go back and listen to this show. Lots of good stuff that I know you would love, and especially is very good for you with everything we've been talking about. So lots of love to you guys. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week.
Merry Christmas!
Oh, and Christmas. What's up? It's almost time of year, and we will see y'all next week on Wasabi Wednesday. Love you, Becca. Talk to you soon.
Love you. Bye.
Bye, guys.